Good afternoon, Master Tanaka. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, friend Elena. I am Commander Ashtar Sheran, and I am here to continue our work. Many beings are being brought to the ship, and many beings are also returning. There are also many being taken to other orbs. What should always be observed? That we are always respecting the free will of all. What happens within these beings that are even being led to other orbs? Because we often point out that this guidance is not being fully understood. Of course, you say it is because these beings are no longer suited to stay on planet Earth. I can advise that you can put it in other words, that these beings are even realizing that their evolutionary process or their process of self-understanding will be more suitable to be accomplished on another orb. So, observe what when you use more appropriate words, you will generate in the beings a greater understanding of themselves. Of course, it must always be said that the whole process as it was being carried out here on planet Earth, if it remains on planet Earth, then it will go on in continuity. When they are led to other orbs, then of course, because he is in a totally different orb, I put it like this in quotation marks, he is in a new orb. Then, because he is in this new orb, on this new planet, then it is necessary for him to restart the process, because he will be starting from this new orb. It is not that there is many times, as being said, it is being intensified, that it is a retrogression. The retrogression is only being talked about. It is a restart. This must be understood. Because when they begin to generate a vibration of fear, when there is a fear of not reaching this fifth dimension, then notice that all those possibilities that we put in place for them to reach or recognize, for all of them to recognize this fifth dimension, when they begin to vibrate in this frequency of fear, then this is no longer open. Because they have closed. They don't recognize that possibility anymore. This is why within an orientation, there can never be an intensity of fear. There can never be a lack of understanding where they experience more and more fear. What must always be driving home is that each one is always making choices. So, when he chooses to remain on planet Earth, then of course within that choice, there is a commitment. So, because of this choice, because of this commitment, then everyone will go through a process of change. Because the earth has made this process of change. So, to go along with it, everyone will allow themselves this process of change. You will allow yourself to recognize this frequency within you. Because when you came to planet Earth, when you went through this reincarnation process, of course, it was by recognizing this energy called the third dimension. So, because you recognized this vibration in your being, that's why you were doing this reincarnation process on planet Earth. But now that the Earth is in fifth dimension, so now it is necessary for everybody to start recognizing this fifth dimensional energy in their being. And all those beings that are being taken to other orbs are because they have understood that starting a process in this other orb is more suitable for this process of self-understanding. It is just choices. So observe that when we are guiding in this way, we make these possibilities more and more clear to everybody. Because from the moment we are all equal, and that we are all God's energy. Of course, the possibilities are always open. When there is a process of indoctrination, all these beings that are being led to the ships, of course, even generating experiences because everything is experience. So, when these beings, through this indoctrination that they are having on the ships, allow themselves these experiences, of course, this experience even generates within themselves a favoring. So, when they return to planet Earth, they do have a more expanded process of self understanding, as you say here. And those beings that go to the spaceships and even say, ignore this experience or don't have the desire to have this experience, of course, this is respected, and it is these beings that are being oriented to the other orbs. When you are carrying out a process of self indoctrination, then this process of self indoctrination must also be being conducted in this way. Because you see, self indoctrination is also conducted through experiences. That is why we always say that all beings that are incarnated all have the possibility to stay on planet Earth, because everyone is living experiences. And it is these experiences that they are having, these choices that they are making, that makes them decide where they want to stay, whether it is here on planet Earth or whether it is at another point in space. That is why it is said that within this process that we are doing here on planet Earth, there is no restriction, there is no judgment. Everything is always within respect. So, this is what everyone should be guided towards, so that everyone also starts to carry out this process of self-indoctrination within respect. What is observed through all therapies, that the human being is in an intense vibration of incomprehension, because through various communications, with some communications that have been held all over the planet Earth, some communications, yes, of course, true, but many communications are not leading to God's truth. So, within several inadequate communications, many of the beings have even started to interpret that the fifth dimension is a forbidden dimension, that the fifth dimension is a dimension where beings are selected. And I put it to you that it is this selection consciousness that needs to be totally eliminated. Because if you still maintain a consciousness that the fifth dimension is a dimension where there is selection, then you are saying that the fifth dimension is still a dimension of judgment. Because to enter the fifth dimension, you have to go through a judgment. And that's not it. For you to be vibrating in the energy of the fifth dimension is only through self-understanding. So this factor, as it is being put, this needs to be changed, so that many of the beings that are even being oriented, being indoctrinated, don't start looking outside of themselves in the external environment for communications that bring more comfort, or even say that they are more oriented. Because when they start this search, as they are in a vibration of fear, they are in this fear. So what channels will be accessed? These channels that are exactly in this vibration, they are talking about this relationship of this selection. They are talking about this judgment. I'm not saying that they will be putting it in these words, but that the message is exactly this. So, it is important that you are here, receiving this guidance. Don't generate this kind of misunderstanding anymore. Change your words, change your interpretations, so that you can understand more of what is going on in your being. Understanding yourself is always the main point. That is why it is always said that all beings are not adequate, but why? There is no adequacy. What should always be observed is that all beings are still judging themselves. And what makes everyone in a favorable vibration? Let me put it this way. It is that they are understanding themselves. It is that you are respecting yourself. Because this fifth dimension is exactly that, understanding, respect. And this is what must be expanding. Do not put interpretations to our orientations. Don't put, even may I say, any word that can create doubt. Always be leading words of certainty. Always be leading to God's truth. Only in this way will everyone open up to allow themselves to recognize the vibration of the fifth dimension in their being. If there is no such recognition, of course, beings will remain in the illusion of judgment. That is why I reinforce again, reframe words, reframe ideas, so that these words and ideas are always in the orientation of understanding. Does the Master wish to ask me any question? No, I think it's better understood now. Okay, Master. With gratitude, I say goodbye. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.